lovely day. So this is a kind of follow-up to my last stream, which was the result of researching Kiyoshi Sakai and his old employer Klon. It's a little loud, I'll turn that down. And yeah, there are a few interesting looking shoot-em-ups in the Klon back catalogue. They're also known as Dual Corporation, by the way, with an A. Alright. And yeah, so last stream I played Eldis, which was actually, yeah, one of their later ones. This is their first shmup. It was called Paranoia in Japan and was localized on the TurboGrafx 16 as Psychosis, and they kind of changed the plot in doing so. But yeah, I don't know if it's going to give us any plot in-game. I think it's all in the manual, so I'll tell you up top what it's supposed to be. In the original Japanese version, your ship is sent to a demon realm to confront a demon called... nope, didn't write down their name. But they've been taking human souls, and the kind of bizarre imagery is the result of it being a kind of demonic Japanese realm. In the localized version, they changed that and said that it's now taking place all inside the mind of a young girl, which is an interesting concept. So yeah, we're going to see some strange and interesting imagery in the game as we play through it, so let's get started. Let's see what it has in store for us. Yeah, Naxat Soft is the publisher, by the way, we saw there on the title screen. Alright, so don't have any of those barriers yet. I know in the last stream, Gibbon was talking a lot about R-Type. Oops. Because R-Type's a very successful shmup series that a lot of other developers then take cues from. And that's certainly the case here. Oh! Dang. Oh, I'm going to be using my rewinds. Don't worry about it. There we go. We've got our little buddy balls. And a nice shield. And Tony's here in chat. Yes, Tony. I listed the game on Twitch as Super Air Zonk, which is what we will be playing after this. I've played the original Air Zonk, or PC Denjin, a long time ago on stream, but today we're finally getting around to the follow-up. Kaboom! So there's some interesting, yeah, ideas here for kinds of shoot-em-up enemies you might encounter, as well as the concepts of them. A lot of insects, although they look pretty strange in this stage. And yeah, Gibbon is here. Hello, friend. And Tony's also my friend, not to leave them out. Yes, and I think Gibbon has identified... Okay, so that's a death. Have to get in ahead of it. Gibbon has identified some of the R-Type influence. These orbiting balls are very much a concept taken from R-Type. I can use the other button on the controller, I think it's button 1, to cycle the positions of them. And I've gotten a power-up that lets them shoot out projectiles as well. And now they're thunderbolts, apparently. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, I can adjust where they are to better use their secondary fires, but they, as you can see, also block shots as the Gradius-inspired option type drone things did in Eldis. Well, that's good. That's a nice big wave cannon. I did like the hyper wave in Eldis as well, so I'd like to stick with this one for a bit. Yeah, so from what I've read, this is very much inspired by R-Type in its mechanics and structure. But that's fair enough for a first-time shmup developer looking to more of a quite popular series for inspiration. So here's our first boss, a kind of grotesque eyeball clasped inside a claw, And we see this on the cover of both regional versions of the game. The original Paranoia, which I've put up on the left there, smashing through a mirror. And Psychosis has a similar... Okay, I'm going to reverse that a bit just so you can see this demon guy who appears between stages. A very, very crunchy kind of pseudo-digitized speech there. I'll tell you that in the original Japanese release of the game, the demon was making a much ruder gesture. They adjusted it a bit for the localized version, which is what I'm playing. Yes, understood given it's busy with other stuff, but we'll have the stream on in the background. That's cool. Nice to see you. Tony's saying that they're having some dysphoria today. I'm sorry to hear it, but Cammy has helped them out. That's great. Cammy's a good friend. Hugs. Like a Kirby bonus boss. Yeah, giant bleeding eyeballs. Very Kirby appropriate, isn't it? It reminds me of Freddy Freaker, says Tony. I'm not familiar with that. Can you elaborate on what Freddy Freaker is? Oh, they've dropped a YouTube link. I don't know if I'll be able to check that right now. Can you just describe it in a few words, maybe? Hope I can upgrade my normal shot at some point. A lot of the pickups I've gotten have been giving extra powers to my orbs, my orbitars. Alright, we saw this in the demo reel, or attract mode, or whatever. This little scene. This stage seems a lot more inspired by traditional Japanese imagery. The way these sort of surfaces are drawn is very similar to the way clouds are depicted in, like, what is it? You know, old-timey paintings and wood blocks and stuff. And we also had that sort of mask that was alternating between an ogre and a more noble visage. I think I read it's based on no. You know, no? Sorry, I'm alternating between my own pronunciation and proper Japanese pronunciation. But it's a kind of traditional Japanese theatre. So Freddy Freaker is a bizarre alien puppet mascot for a phone line that would tell jokes. That's very strange and, yeah, interesting. Oh, there we go. So that's my shield. Try not to lose it, actually. I think I've just taken a hit or two. Oh! Little demon jumping on a sign arrow. I guess I'll follow the sign. Oh! It actually stopped me from progressing until I'd beaten that little creature. The mask. 1-900-490-FREAK is the number to call for Freddy Freaker. Probably not in service anymore. So I always like it when shmups like this go strange, bizarre, abstract, absurd. And they do that in different ways. We saw some pretty absurdist stuff in Eldis in the previous stream. But that was more childish, cartoony. This is a bit more, you know, almost horror, surreal in a way. Alright, so that's backwards firing, but if I cycle them around, it'll be diagonal. Yeah, we'll keep diagonal for a bit. Okay, and here we see a very traditional Japanese folkloric thing. A magical fox with multiple tails. And it's spitting fire at me and needles from its tail, perhaps. And it's got two little snake-like fox buddies. They're almost like the luck dragon from Neverending Story, Falcor. Ah! We had some friends who named their cat Falcor after that character. Pure white kitty. Ah! I'm not quite sure what the vulnerable spot is here. The fox flashes sometimes when it stands up. I think maybe I have to hit its head, which is not always vulnerable. I gotta say, the shots coming out of the orbs don't seem that effective. from the waves earlier to these ones. Oh, okay, there we go. We were doing damage, I guess. So there's one more boss down. Stage 2 clear. Third cause. Oh yeah, they're called causes. Let's get our shots facing forward. So here... Oh! Oh, cool! There's a shell. Okay. Yeah, now the backgrounds in this game so far are all really cool and interesting. Again, using that sort of bizarreness. Okay. Here's some of that L-disc stuff that got us in so much hot water in the final stage. Stationary terrain of very tight block passages. Oh wow, these are bizarre. Oops. Something went ding. Did I get an extra life? Yeah, I must have been at 100,000 points. Oh, that's good. Yeah, the orb shots pass through walls. That's nice. Okay, so the Freddy Freaker phone line was later rebranded into a phone line for talking with alleged psychics. Well, good luck to them. I wonder what it is now. No choice. Don't go the middle path. So what is this thing down here? Some kind of grotesque insectoid creature. Possibly not insectoid, but yeah, that's a fun little setup too. Shoot the thing in the ceiling, it'll fall down and block the spawner at the bottom. Also, we have a nice MC Escher-esque geometric shape in the middle there. A sort of 3D triangle shape that where like one edge of it connects up with the other edge, even though it's bending in on itself. It's hard to explain, but you can see it sort of represented there. Maybe not in this high detail as it could be. Okay, so knives coming out of something. Oh yes, it's going to expose its vulnerable spot there. I don't feel like my shot setup here is very well suited to this boss. Oops! Man, between the knives and those bouncing balls, this is quite tricky. Oh, they're gone. Okay, that helps. Well, this is tough. Yes, yes. No! Okay. Oh boy. I should play the Manos Hands of Fate game. It's an interesting idea, actually. I saw ages ago that it was released on iPhone. It must be on other platforms, right? That's a fun game. It's kind of one of those NES-styled games, and that extends even to the packaging where they made a fake NES-style box art for it, as if it was released back in the day, but it's like a... I don't know if it's licensed officially, actually, but it's based on the Manos, the Hands of Fate movie, an infamously bad movie, which was covered on Mystery Science Theater 3000 in a very memorable episode. Although I think they were working with an early print of the film or something that didn't have finished effects or something. Anyway, either way, it's a bizarre and humorous movie. And the game that somebody made based on it, of course, a lot of the fame of the game comes from its appearance on Mystery Science Theater, so there's a lot of references to other Mystery Science Theater stuff in there, I believe. What's the name of the goat? The goat leg guy. He reappears a few times on the show. I don't remember. Anyway. Oh yeah, Tony says that Manos is public domain. That helps. That certainly does help. Ooh, something hit me. What? Well, I don't know what that was. Anyway. Now this new stage seems to be very much based around perhaps Hindu imagery, kind of South Asian style mythology and architecture and stuff, which is interesting. A lot of elephants spitting at me. A bit rude, really. Potentially insensitive for those who regard some of this imagery as sacred, but yeah, well. It was Japan in the 90s. This is 1990, by the way. I don't know if I said that. And speaking of the copyright information and such, yes, Naxat Soft was the publisher. We've seen some of their work before. They worked heavily with Compile, so they were involved with the Crush pinball games and some of Compile's shooters as well, including, I believe, Musha Alesta, maybe some other ones too. Let me see. Oh, I think I missed something. There's little, like, I don't know if they're Easter eggs or like secret things. There's something in the first stage which if you don't shoot it, you get some butterflies to protect you in the boss bit. And I also read that if you get to stage 4 without dying, a turtle will protect you. This is what I read. I think this is stage 4, and I don't remember a turtle yet, but anyway, here we go. The boss following that same pattern as the rest of the stage in terms of iconography. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's... Oh man. I can't believe I weaved through those shots. That was amazing. What a nice feeling. I think my shield actually protected me a few times there. There we go. Torgo, that's it. Thank you. Torgo, the goat-legged man, played by Mike Nelson. Yeah, we definitely passed the turtle stage. Oh yeah, that's another interesting or strange difference between the Japanese version and the localized release. They swapped stage 2 and 3 for some reason that nobody knows. Don't know how many stages there are though, but we should be in the back half of the game now. Don't know what these things approaching me in the middle of the screen are, but definitely some spider type things as well. Yeah. Oops. Time to grab another... Whoop. I don't know if there is a way to upgrade my main shot, which is kind of annoying. I'm not going to get that W. I want to get rid of this diagonal shot. It's not that great. So I'm just on the lookout for something else. Oh boy. Okay, let's try this better this time. Shoot the things that are coming in. See, they do that little magnet man shot at you as soon as you get past them. Ugh. Anyway. Tony had more to say about MST3K. My favorite MST3K movie is I Accuse My Parents, they say. What is that one? Is that that really old one where I think I've seen it. I just don't remember any details right now. I don't know what I would say my favorite is. I ended up watching, you know, I don't remember a lot of the names of them now. It's the one where like there was an unfrozen caveman guy. I ended up watching it twice for some reason because I forgot I'd seen it already, and then I still enjoyed it just as much. The movie is also quite good. MST3K, the movie. Where they cover a pretty weird and fun movie. Old classic B-movie sci-fi stuff. There's just so much of it. I don't think you can really go wrong. But there's a website. It's like an MST fan site. Are you kidding me? Am I supposed to get through that? Well, let's just do it this way. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so this fan site, which I often use to watch episodes, has a kind of user ranking system. So for a while I just sorted by best rated episodes by the community and just watched them in that order, which, you know, makes you jump around a lot in terms of the history of the show itself. Jumping between Joel and Mike episodes. Not this thing again. And yeah, talking about the kind of cultural religious imagery in the last stage, Tony said Japan thinks crosses and nuns are cool. Yeah, so they do that kind of appropriation of imagery for all sorts of different cultures, including things like Christianity, which then the Western world, when they see it, they think that's very strange. But Japan does that with all sorts of things. The example I think I've brought up before is Jesus 2, which is the sequel to Jesus Kyofuna Bio Monster, I think it was. A sci-fi adventure game. Or RPG or something. And by the way, Jesus is the name of the space station. Oops. So Tony's summarizing, I accuse my parents. It's like, it's where this kid gets involved with the mafia and he blames his parents because they were neglectful. The movie is great. A shame there's so much production drama. Oh yeah, so that does ring a bell. I think I know the one that you're talking about. I think there's a knife involved. But yeah, MST3K, the movie, as Tony says, is a great watch. A shame there's so much production drama around the movie itself. I agree. The sets and stuff, and the filming of the host segments is well beyond what they usually do on the show, which makes it very interesting. But yeah, they sort of satirize the process of making the movie later on in one of the host segments of the show, where Crow and Tom are trying to make a movie called Earth versus Soup. Oh, was that the end? I think I just beat the final boss. How about that? Short game. But that's fine. That works for me. And yeah, there's this whole, like, they do pitch meetings with studio executives and stuff, and it's all very amusing. Just go to the MST wiki. A lot of fun stuff. Get some recommendations there. Yeah, Tony says, how anticlimactic. Yeah, that's a good assessment. For a first effort of a shooter from this company and an early game in general from them, it's not bad. I wish there was some power up for my main gun. Or, yeah, I was stuck with that diagonal shot for much longer than I would have liked as well. Unfortunately, some power ups appeared, but they were inside walls, so where I couldn't get to them. But yeah, the strength of this game is really in the kind of abstract imagery to it. So this is actually the false ending. The demon hand has come out and said, no, go back and do it again. Welcome to Psychosis World 2, where you just play the whole game again but harder. And I'm not going to do that because I just played the game already. So maybe we can see that supposed butterfly thing. Rude. It was like, there's a purple cocoon that's being terrorized by ants. Oh, it's probably that thing. I remember I shot it and it fell over on his back, so you're supposed to not let that happen. Yeah, this is harder, isn't it? these enemies are hitting me. Yeah, see, it's just been taken out. So if I take out those, oops, the purple ants without hitting the pink caterpillar. There we go. And then I leave it alone, it will turn into a beautiful butterfly and help me during the boss fight, supposedly. So why don't we see that? We've been playing this game very long. We can already see that how much harder the game is in this second round because, yeah, enemies are firing homing shots at me when they die and things like that, but luckily my orbs are still protecting me. It's interesting too how I said before I can change the positioning of the orbs with the secondary button, but they move their position when I move. So if I go back, they come together in front of me. If I move forward, they separate above and below me. So there's some advanced stuff you can do there. And the thunder is pretty powerful because I took out that last line of bugs with the first on the first cycle. Yes, Tony says that Trace Bellew left over the movie, and then right after the movie, it was cancelled by Comedy Central. Yeah, not good. They've always had production trouble with that show, haven't they? And then the Netflix show was cancelled. Now Joel has just come back with another Kickstarter to make a new incarnation of the show again. So I don't know if that's still active, but I think there's a website, bringbackmst3k.com or something. Now look at this. There's sort of an ocean in the background, but then there's like a tear in space with clouds below it, and the ocean is kind of dripping over the edge. This is really cool stuff. Yeah, just the colors here and the strange imagery. This is probably the highlight of that kind of surreal nature of the game. And it's right up front. Here we go. So here's the butterflies that are coming in to help me. There you go. There's one of those little secrets. But yeah, we're gonna stop now. Yeah, Tony says another Kickstarter to make a streaming service just for MST3K. Oh, is that what it is? That's weird. It has $2.9 million so far. I thought it was bomb, I won't lie. And given ads, that's kind of crazy, but I get it. I subscribe to a streaming service that's just Dark Shadows. That's amusing. Alright, so Psychosis is done with, or Paranoia. But we're going to go into the third of the three Klon shooters that I had on my mind to play. Where is it? There it is. Okay. And this is what I've listed the Twitch game as. This is the second BC Kid or Bonk or PC Genjin shooter game. The original was playing on the PC Genjin name. It was CD Denjin. No, sorry, that's wrong. It was PC Denjin. So instead of PC Caveman, it's PC Robot in Japanese. The sequel to PC Denjin, or Air Zonk, as it was called on localization, is Super Air Zonk Rockabilly Paradise, the original Japanese name being CD Denjin Rockabilly Tengoku. So we went from PC Denjin to CD Denjin, and that tells you that we've transferred from the PC Engine to the PC Engine CD. We got CD audio, more high fidelity audio. Whatever. Sandorovici. So this is Sandrovich, the evil King Drool analog dinosaur man who is a naughty boy. Now, one of the reasons that I've selected to play the Japanese version of the game is because it has a lovely vocal song up top. The song is kind of there in the localization, but they just removed all the lyrics. So I'm going to turn it up so we can all get a nice listen to it. Yeah, very cheesy style. So I think this is kind of, it's kind of like a pop song, but it's kind of also evocative of superhero shows, anime shows and stuff. So this is also giving you a preview of the power-ups that you can get. You have little buddies, as see in the first game, and they all have their own pair of sunglasses in the same style. And they will transform you. Aha! You can turn Denjin into a sushi chef. So here we have another shooter starring a sushi chef. I forgot about that. So Genhead is what Zonk is, apparently. I don't know. Okay. So yes, here we are. Rockabilly Tengoku. I'll turn it back down again a little bit. But we do have CD audio that we should enjoy. Okay, how's that? Looks good. Let's push run. So that's difficulty Normaru or Kitsui, which is hard. So we'll go normal. This says music, and I don't know if this is just a music player. Yeah, it's just a music player right there on the title screen. Anyway, let's start. 1992 Hudson, 1993 Red. I think this is a 93 game. Red's the license holder for the PC Genjin series, and Hudson publishes them. And let me see. Yeah, so Naxat Soft, who we saw earlier. Oh, what's this? Oh, we actually pick which level we do. Yeah, blue first. Just far left, whatever. It's fine. Naxat Soft is involved in this series. They did the original Air Zonk, but for this sequel, it was contracted to Klon, or I don't know if they were a Jewel by this point, but yeah, those people. Same ones who just did Psychosis. And so yeah, a different style of shmup altogether, and we'll see how they do with it. Oh, okay. So this is already a little bit different from the original. There's terrain that you can interact with, or at least get stuck on. But at least, unlike with Psychosis and Eldis, it doesn't kill you immediately on contact. It just sort of... Oh, that's cool. I converted that weather vane into a friend, and it started... It put on its own little sunglasses and started shooting in the other direction at my enemies. Oh, there's so much cool stuff happening here. What's this about? Something went off screen. Now, you get 100 of those grinners, and you get an extra life. What is that? So is that an instant death or what? Let's say I get hit. Yeah, I took a life straight away and kept going. That's how it works. Oh, we're going underwater. Nice. Oh, this is so charming. It's very in keeping with the style of the BC Kid games as I know them, which is the only one I've played is the first Super Nintendo one, of course. Sashimi, help! Oh, I've helped the little fish, and I'm now a sushi chef. There we are. We got there. And I found a special power-up. What did that do? Who knows? Hold on a second. Yeah, so far from what I've heard of the music, Rockabilly is a good description. Oh. Gonna have to rewind past my pause, because I'm in this passage that I can't escape from. I don't know what that did. Right, there's a mechanic. Hang on, what's happening here? So I think there was some button I used and it shot out a big attack, and now my little fish buddy is acting as an option instead of a transformation. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting mechanics going on here. Also, I got something that made me small. That's another mechanic that you see in the BC Kid games. I wonder what they would have called this game if they had localized it to PAL territories. See, I could push that block and drop it on the enemy. That's interesting. Huh, fun. So let's see. It went from Bonk to Zonk. It went from PC Genjin to PC Denjin. So it would go from BC Kid to AC/DC Kid. Because he's electric now, you see? I don't know if they would get in trouble with the band over that, though. Anyway, Tony was talking more about the MST3K movie in chat. The movie's issue is, like, half the cast thought it was redundant. Half thought it was necessary to make it big. Of course, nowadays we have live riff tracks and other shows for making fun of movies, so maybe the movie was onto something. Yeah, I think in some ways it was ahead of its time. It wasn't that successful as a movie, but yeah, I don't know. And the new Netflix show has higher production values anyway, so it's more similar to the movie in some ways. Okay, so here we have an evil submarine with eyes and hands, and different destructible parts, or damageable. Oh yep, destructible. Also, Tony, yeah, the part of the Kickstarter is a new season of the show, and Tony donated 1K. Don't judge. I do not judge. You are within your rights to give money to whatever you want. It's a perfectly valid thing to do. Woo! The meat is a good power-up. Whoa, okay, here's a friend. Oh yeah, I don't know if I said that earlier, but there's a sort of charge mechanic. You hold down the shoot button, and then if you let it go, it does a big shot. Oh, the little fish said bye-bye. It's so cute. This game's really charming. Whoa, look at the animation in that flag waving. There are so many frames. I'm very impressed by that. Very cool. So yeah, my first impressions of this game were from reading, as is often the case, the Hardcore Gaming 101 review article on it. And it sort of says, like, you know, this game, it's slightly worse than its predecessor, so that, it might be a fault of mine, but that kind of wording is like, okay, well, I'll play the first one and then just write off the second one. But then later on, once I've played the first one, this always happens to me, by the way. Once I play the first one, or the superior one, eventually I go, well, I'm going to play the other one as well, even if it's slightly worse. And like, yeah, it turns out being slightly worse is not just a reason to completely forget about something. And yeah, so I'm really enjoying this as well. So I said, you know, Naxat Soft made the first game, which I played on stream quite a while ago, but I've also played another of their games that's very similar in style. They also did Koryun, Child of Dragon. And yeah, it's really similar in style to this. Again, I think it's a game you would call a cute 'em up. A cute shoot 'em up. What the heck is this? It's a bird that its tail is a propeller fan. It's pushing me away, and that's why I've been blown backwards this whole stage. And there was some little guy on a pump. I destroyed that. Oops. And bendy lasers. Go in all sorts of directions. That's cool. Boom! That was my charge shot thing. Seemed to work pretty well, I guess. Ah! I think, yeah, when my life icon starts flashing, that's when it's charged up. You just have to hold the button down until that happens. I'll try pressing the other button now. It didn't do anything, never mind. Okay, so I rescued my other little friend there that was being pursued, and now I've turned into a helicopter. So I guess each stage has its own helper and its own transformation that goes along with it. Is there a different bomb? No, same charge bomb. I don't really understand the flowers, but okay. It's just something to shoot. It's cool. Oh. Oh. What was that thing, by the way? Like a mech head with a duck on top and below. And the soundtrack is still keeping me going. It's very cool. Unusual kind of style from what you would usually hear in games like this. Tony agrees this is the best soundtrack. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm glad they give you the sound test right on the menu too, actually. Okay, so I guess some of the flowers have power-ups? Just got my one up. Ooh. So if I'm positioned just right, I can hit with both streams of bullets here. Whoa! There. That's it. Ah. I think I can take some damage, but a direct hit kind of immediately kills me. But I don't know if I have a health bar that's invisible or what. Oh, now it's a robot duck that spits out eggs. Wonderful. Whoops. Just gotta watch the eye lasers. Oh! See, there's kind of that effect in the sound when I get hit by certain things. I don't know what it means. Nope. Under. But yeah, I must reiterate that I enjoy not dying immediately when hitting terrain. So our friend Brainy Bot here shows up to kick the boss away once I've defeated them and give me some encouragement. That's cool. Alright, next. Taking them in linear order because I do not know any better. What? Okay. Bit of a pause. Factory stage. Pew, 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 pew. What friend are we going to meet here? Can't wait to find out. Ooh. And go down, alternate path, under the ground. With plenty of fossils to see. Now what is this? It's gone. I'm gonna try and like grab it. Oh, I think it's the discarded head of one of my enemies. Lovely. Okay, so what is this contraption? It's like making robots. It's a robot factory making mechanized versions of the little enemy characters. What should I shoot at? The whole thing is flashing, so I guess I'll just keep going. Kaboom! Lovely. Oh, yep, there's the head, back again. And about time too. And this time it's in the mood. Aha! A friend! Turtle friend! Or perhaps tortoise. Let's get a closer look. It's on land, so it's probably a tortoise. And now I'm a tortoise! Oh, I'm a Gamera, that's what I am. Rocket-powered flying tortoise. With 2 little tortoise buddies on the back, who are also spitting out some nice shots to help me. This is pretty cool. I'm gonna play a Gamera game one of these days, I promise. There's one that's like extremely Panzer Dragoon style game. And I want to stream that at some point. Oh no, we've got some bikers coming in this time to protect the factory. Well, I wish I could like turn around or something, but yeah, my reverse shots aren't doing much to help in this scenario. I can let off my charge bombs though. That helps, I'm sure. There we go. Get a few grinners. I call them grinners. I think their proper name is Smileys. Actually, I don't really know. They were kind of the main collectible in Super BC Kid. But I call them grinners because of a breakfast cereal that I used to... Tony, you'll enjoy this story. I used to really like this breakfast cereal called Grinners. It was like... what was it? They were like honey flavored, probably made of rice or oats maybe. They were just shaped like a smiley face basically. Oh man, these mines are really wrecking my day. Hold on a second. You gotta destroy them before they burst on their own. Or those projectiles will not do any good at all. Sorry about the rewinds. Alright, there we go. And the shiny, sparkly flower has dropped the bottle, which turns me into a mini, chibi, tiny version of myself. But I still have the Gamera powers, apparently. I guess this would reduce my hitbox, but I did kind of like being a tortoise, to be honest. Oops. Wait, I took a hit and kept on kicking. Whatever. Who knows what's going on in this game. Turn me back. I want to be tortoise. Where'd the bottle go? There it is. Oh, and a meat too. I don't understand what's happening here. Oh well. Oh, but no, I won't get this one this time. The bottle makes you baby. Tony has dropped me a link to Kaboom, the breakfast cereal, asking if grinners are like that. I'll just pull that up. Let's zoom in. Oh, that picture is too small. I'm gonna say yes, it's exactly like that, sure. I don't know. No, I didn't want the baby. Okay. Oh great, got some nerd bombs coming in. And I, as a cool jock, must destroy them. Oops. Okay, whoop. Actually, I was worried I would lose my transformation if I got hit, but I didn't. Wait, did I even lose a life? What's going on? I don't understand how this game works. But it's cool and cute and fun. Yeah, I actually took a life there. Oh, it's all too easy to do. Who knows? Is Gamera better than Godzilla? Poses Tony. Well, that's going to be really hard for me to answer. I've never seen a Gamera movie. But I think this video game might sway me if I ever get around to playing it. Oops. Because Godzilla, to be honest, hasn't had very many good video games. I was excited to find out there's 2 Game Boy Color games based on Godzilla the Animated Series where Godzilla Jr., the son of the lady Godzilla from the 1998 American movie, is a good guy and helps the team fight other kaiju. but the games themselves are apparently pretty trash. But that's okay. I like trash games. Maybe I will play them one day. Oh, these are so rude, these things. I've got a zigzag. Yeah, that works. That works a lot better. And you can fool them. I still need to be at a good spot to shoot that cannon, though. Oh, hang on. If I'm directly in line with them, then they just pass down in front of me. That's a good trick. Everybody, there's tips and tricks from the pros. Go do that if you're ever playing this game. Is Gamera better than Godzilla? Well, Gamera can fly, that's one thing. Gamera is the friend to all children. Which reminds me, I believe that line is from MST3K. I haven't seen any of the Gamera Mystery Science Theater episodes, but they exist. They've done several Gamera movies, actually. They did a run of them. And from memory, it's very difficult for them to re-release those episodes because of licensing issues, but yeah, it should be interesting. So Gamera is a rocket-powered turtle. Gamera is referenced in Dragon Ball. Roshi has like a flying dragon turtle friend. They probably reference Godzilla at some point too, though, so that can't be too much of a point in its favor. Let me see. Gamera has like fire breath, and Godzilla does as well. They're kind of even on a lot of scores. I think part of, you know, one thing that might sway you is that Gamera is kind of a bit more niche and hip and cool than Godzilla, who has become kind of mainstream. So that's a plus, I guess, if you want to be a cool hipster and enjoy Gamera more than Godzilla. But yeah, I'm not too familiar with all the intricacies of each. Okay, so after taking out all the armaments of the outside of this base, we've entered the interior. What do you want? Oh, okay. That little buddy comes in, throws its head off, and the head becomes a new helicopter. And so we're inside the base, which is, I guess, an independent robotic unit. And that unit has a giant mechanical heart rigged up in here, and we have to destroy it, of course. That's cool. Good concept for a boss, very much. It reminds me of... There was a battleship that you had to... What game was that? Oh, it was bloody... Not Jazz Jackrabbit, was it? Bucky O'Hare, the Konami NES game. That I believe Laura asked us to play on Game Club. Man, that final boss was rough. Like, the instant kills, and just... It was a real struggle. I had to use a lot of save stating and stuff to get through that. Oh boy. Oh, Tony says that they actually got the rights back to those episodes of MST3K. Sandy Frank gave in! Well, that's good. We should never lose episodes of MST3K, but, well, they weren't lost anyway, because people were always circulating the tapes, putting them on YouTube as well, of course. I think maybe there's a few early episodes that are lost, but we do have most of them, I believe. Alright, 3 stages down, 4th one next. Let's do a quick volume check. That's maybe a little low. I'll turn it up a bit. Okay, how's that? Can you still hear me okay? I'll turn it down a bit, actually. Alright, here we are. Oh, what's this? I have a new weapon. Did I have that before? I came in here with it. Okay, let's shoot these things. Oh. Spider crabs! Where'd you get that television from? So this seems to be Sandorovich's home base, possibly. Is this a Jeopardy board? What's going on here? I hope we're not gonna have a quiz. Oh. What's going on here? Okay, I destroyed it, but nothing really happened. Yeah, I went whack, but I didn't lose a life. I don't get this game. Still don't get it. Wait, were they carrying brooms? What's this, a TV studio? It's like lights up top. And this looks kind of like a set that I'm flying in front of. Just trying to get a look at those guys at the bottom, but I ended up killing them all. Hey, stop. This is all very cool. This is making me want to play more of the PC Genjin games. It's been on my to-do list for so long. Oh, hello. Microphone. Okay, cool. Now I'm seeing it. With a strange arcing shot. The notes kind of spin around me in a spiral. Ah, fish! Yeah, this is very much all studio sets and stuff. Whack. Ow. Maybe I should have played the localized version. Then I would know what that score counter in the top left is. Let's figure it out. 10 is like points, so that's just my point total. I don't know what the 4 is. Maybe a multiplier or something? Oops, I'm losing some lives. Oh, that's actually another thing that I remember about the differences, the localization differences. The charge shot, which as I release it, you might be able to determine what the little sprites are that surround me. They're little purple poops with sunglasses on. Yes, that is what they are. I guarantee it. Watch. Little poops. Classic Japanese style poop humor type poops. You can see them in Dr. Slump or Ale-chan, that kind of thing. In the localized version they're instead thunderbolts, much like the symbol on their forehead. Poops. Yes, they're poops. Guaranteed. It's the kind of humor that this game would go for. I think the first game even had other kinds of poops in it, I don't know. It was a while ago that I played it, to be honest. What is this? Oh. Oh, okay. So like, all the little baddies who are bringing TV screens off the stage all throughout, I think the implication is that they were bringing them here and they filled up this row of icons on this boss, and now I have to deal with the results. So if I'd been able to destroy more of those TVs, it might have weakened the boss at this stage, possibly. My little brainy friend is down there trying to help, but if I position myself just right, the notes will do a lot of damage, hopefully. And yeah, the icon that the hand picks, I guess, determines the attack pattern of the boss. And if it would have picked a blank one, then I think that would have spared me an attack or something. So that's what, yeah, there was the row of question mark icons at the start, which was a bunch of screens. And then the little baddies were grabbing them and then carrying them to the right through the whole stage. That's fun. That's a nice little, you know, mechanic. A bit like how that propeller bird was blowing me backwards all through the stage until I finally confronted it at the end. But a bit more interactive. Nice stuff. Very nice stuff. Ah. Ah. The bosses are kind of bullet spongy though, aren't they? Damage sponge. They absorb a lot of punishment. Should pay attention to the LCD ticker at the top of the boss. Wonder what it's saying. It's like angry eyes. Oh, it tells you what the attack pattern's going to be. It said bomu, so bombs, and then counted down from 5. So now the hand moves over, picks something. Oh, what? I missed that one. Yeah, it was off screen when it said what it was going to do, I guess. But it's shooting waves at me. Oops. Just between those. Don't want to lose too many lives here. Oh. This is a useful attack pattern for this boss though. I mean my attack pattern. Ow. So that was a death. Laser. Laser. There we go. So I didn't think there was much text in this game, but there's a little. Some words on the boss screen there. This guy's said a couple things to me sometimes. Oboyeteroyo. What does that mean? I used to know what that meant. Double head stage. So we've made it through all the regular stages now. It's dumped us directly into the next one. I think Oboyeteros teach. So like the brain guy is teaching me. Oh, I can't remember. Sorry. Oop. Okay. So really, whenever I get to a new stage, I'm just like, I can't wait to see what my next little buddy in transformation is going to be. That's a real highlight of this game. And they just give you a new one in each stage. In the original, there was a lot more variability to it. There were a lot of different ones and... Oops, what? Okay. Oh, a ghost now. Poor little guy. Okay, so this is very Donkey Kong style construction site. Yeah, so if I get hit in this state, I actually lose my advanced gun, which came from somewhere. I started the stage with it. So I'll try to reverse my hits here. Once I'm transformed, I guess I can survive a hit without losing any firepower. I think that's how it works. I should have checked the manual, probably. Yes. Friend chicken. Sure are taking advantage of that CD format. Oh my gosh. So now I'm like a battleship submarine thing that shoots out copies of my face at rapid speed. Yeah, it's a battleship, I think, yeah. Tony asks, you think the localization would have the vocal songs? For this game, you mean? I know for a fact that it doesn't have a vocal song at the beginning. So yeah, they just cut out the lyric part of it. It's just the music. So I was pretty disappointed with that. I had the localized version ready to go and then was doing some quick comparisons and realized that the Japanese intro is so much more fun because it has the lyrics to it. So my shots weren't damaging the flower, but I ran into it. And I ate the meat, and I don't know what it did. Whatever. This game is very strange. But yeah, we're getting some Son Goku, Sun Wukong style baddies now with the, what is it? Ninpo, what's the staff called? I don't remember. And the Kintoon Cloud. Anyway, yes. What's the staff called? I don't remember. Yes, it is lame. It is lame that they removed the song. But that's the path of a, you know, rushed localizer. You're like, I can't do anything with this. And it'd be way too much work to make an English version. Okay, so here we have some little people jumping on airbags that let out a puff of air. Okay, that's cool. That makes sense. So I guess the way the battleship damages flowers is by ramming them. Yeah, that must be it. It's the statue! We saw it in the intro. Hey, Brain Boy. What are you doing? Brain Guy is sending out mini Brain Guys who have formed a Brain Guy barrier. Oh no! Brain Guy's the bad guy! Oh no! He betrayed me! How could you, Brain Guy? It's a mini version of the Battleship Submarine boss. Is this mini boss rush mode? Ah! Bomb time! No! Brain Guy, actually, that's another MST reference, isn't it? The Observer, very fun character from later series. Or seasons, I should say. And yeah, now we have a mini version of that thing. The screen boss with the variable attacks. Mini Brain Guys incoming. Yeah, I'll take those hits. Now, it was telling me, yeah, attack. It says attack. Mini Robot Duck! Mini eggs! So when do I attack Brain Guy? Ow! Quit it. Now! Oh, I missed. It's repeating the pattern now. That's unfortunate. Maybe I can ram him. Yes! Level up? Level up? Is that... Are they taking the smeg? Is there really level ups in this game? What? Okay, well. Go to next. So, Moonhead stage. Okay. Was Brain Guy a baddie all along? He tricked me. Aw. Don't want to lose my good guy. Ow. Ow. Okay, nothing happened. Meet me! Oh, okay, the maid actually upgraded my main shot, so now I have Super Lightning! That's cool. No! Stop it. That one's just sitting there. What do I do? Oh no! They're shaking up cans of some kind of off-brand cola, I'm sure. And then throwing them at me. That's cute. It's very cute. You know, for how much those kind of Buckethead guys are like the main enemies of the earlier BC Kid games, I don't think they're in Super very much. But I recognize those little projectiles that the other ones were spitting out. They appear in the Dinosaur Interior stage. Anyway, that's a cool game. I should stream that sometime. Whoa. Don't hit me like that. Bomb time. Oh, I can move there. Okay. Whoa! Sorry, I didn't even see what was happening. So there's like a snake with a big mouth who is attacking my friend. Hold on a sec. Kaboom! And a little rocket came out and turned me into... What is this exactly? Some kind of robot thing? Well, it already was an android. Oh, how are you supposed to get that one? Interesting. Getting some more tight spaced corridors in this game. But luckily, you don't die as soon as you hit them. This is a huge improvement. No, Tony, no. I did not get turned into a pickle. I got turned into, let's say, a space station. I think those are solar panels. They might be like, you know, samurai type armor for the legs. I don't know what that's called. It's not exclusive to samurai either, that's just a convenient shorthand. These things. So the little, well, they're gone now, but the little spiky things, when they leave the screen, they spit out a little spiky thing, and that's the thing that I recognized. Anyway, I'm glad that we were able to cover that very important point. So yeah, the attack pattern of this space station, whatever I am, it's much like the music notes of the singer earlier. I'm kind of annoyed that I spent so little time as the sushi chef in retrospect, because you're able to keep the transformation through the whole stage. Let me just test. Yeah, if I hit the other button, it spits it out, and that goes around as an extra projectile, which I accidentally did with the fish one. It's more fun to keep the transformation for longer, I think, because of its unique attack pattern. We didn't see all the damn sushi. Oh, I'm so annoyed. Maybe I'll go back and do that level again. What's the time? Yeah, I think we'll probably have time for that. The third game I've got is apparently also quite short, much like the first one. So we'll have a little bit of extra time. Okay, see those little spike things? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know. Ouch. Well, that's fine. Now, where was the fish? Was it stage one? Must have been the blue one, yeah. Well, remains to be seen how much longer this is. Could have another level or two to go after this. I don't remember all the transformations that were previewed in the opening number. Uh-oh. What's that? Something's hiding behind that moon. I recognize that face from the cover of the game. I thought it was just another instance of CD Denjin here, but yeah, it's a separate guy with a moon on his head. He just kind of looks similar. He spins, he shoots shockwaves, he's got like spikes on his head. Is this like a Sonic the Hedgehog thing? Not that Sonic shoots shockwaves, but the kind of head spike thing kind of seems familiar. Yeah, you see, this is why it's so important to keep a transformation when the boss is approaching from all sides like this. Makes it much easier. Ah, rude. Ow. That's how easy it is to lose lives in this game. Yeah, when he's at the bottom, you can get a lot of shots in. Guess we're going to that moon city next. Yeah, level up. Level up must be referring to my main shot, which carries over between stages, I'm sure. I don't know if that applies for when I'm transformed, but I guess if I reversed all my damage, I would have a really powerful main shot, as it is. Yeah, I'm back to this kind of weird shaped one. I gotta say, that looks pretty cool, the way I entered this moon base. Moon City. King Stage. Ow. Does make you wonder. So what is that? I guess I do damage to things if I'm close to them, or they're behind me. Is that what that is? I always thought it was me getting hurt somehow. That's pretty cool. It kind of rewards you for doing risky maneuvering near enemies. That's interesting. Oh, I missed that flashing flower. Yeah, let's go get it. Nobody can stop me. Ah. Well, maybe that'll stop me. No! Stop! So rude. More bombs. Yes, there we go. Oh. Kaboom! Oh. 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 Well, now I'm stuck. The rainbow flower was a trap. How would you even know it was there? Nah. No. I want to increase my power, but I never will achieve it. Yeah. Well, I gotta say, I'm enjoying this game. And it's quite different in tone from, you know, Jules' other shoot-'em-ups. But by making a direct sequel, that let them kind of iterate on the mechanics from the first one and end up with something a little bit different, but still really fun. Alright. Naughty octopus. Now I'm some kind of airplane thing with a triple directional shot. My head has become even more robotic. And there's these movable obstacles that when we shoot them, they go in the direction of the arrow. That's indicating... Yeah, I thought I was a bird, but I think the back bit is like some kind of plain tail fin thing. Oh, they're affecting each other. That's cute. This is getting really puzzly all of a sudden. Ah. Oh, that's a hit. Can I do this? Well, why is that a hit? Yeah, there we go. Oh no! And then down, and then... Ah, it hit me. So what if I do this? Ah, nuts. Ow! No! Ah! I can't avoid this hit. What if I do this? Oh, it's too close. Can I do this? There's got to be a way to get through this without getting hit at all. But never mind. I'll just do it. I'll just take the hits. It's fine. If only power-ups weren't so rare. Oh, that's a hit. Okay, so if I go... Oh, even contact with this thing? Annoying. At this point I actually need the extra life. Ooh. But how can I hit that? Oh, with a bomb. Or by doing this. Neat! For a level up, of course. Was that a hit? No. I flash when I grab it. It didn't say level up there. Maybe I need multiple mates? Oh my gosh. Surprisingly complicated mechanically. Yes, this time. Get those grinners. So tasty. I think they stopped making them at some point. Uh-oh. No. First one, then the other. Yes. Whew, okay. You wouldn't describe this track as rockabilly, but it is rock. Oh, not you again. Whoa, okay. That's disturbing. So Brain Guy was an alien. Yeah. Ow! Ugh. My shot's probably been reduced significantly by now. Oh well. Brain Guy turned into a pickle. Yes, alright, I'll give you that one this time, Tony. He certainly does appear pickle-like. Classic. Hey, what? Oh. One of these little spiky balls just nipped me. See, all you gotta do is avoid the attacks. It's not so hard. I'm constantly doing damage. It is actually pretty hard. Hey, Brain Guy's down. Give me those goodies. The meats! Grab all the meats I can. It went more. Is that good? I think it's good. Oh no, this guy transformed too. To a weird moon ship. That's pretty cool. Whoa! So this is the boss rush of new bosses. That's a thing. That happens. Ah. So what have you been up to lately, Tony? I've been binge watching this television program called The Gifted. It's a recent, it's like one of the last things Fox did with the X-Men mutant license before losing it to an acquisition. So you would have seen my preoccupation recently with X-Men thanks to my streams in, well, it was last week, wasn't it? So yeah, I've been reading some comics and watching this X-Men stuff. Gifted, I'm enjoying it actually. There's some pretty hard-hitting stuff in it though. Yes, give me that stuff. Is it any good? Yeah, I'd say it's good. I enjoy it. Like, there's some violence and stuff. There's a scene that I had to completely look away from where they perform surgery. And sometimes it's a bit... like, can be kind of sensitive to highly dramatic stuff. So there's it goes heavily on the whole mutants as a persecuted minority thing, and like they're being hunted by the state, and there's a lot of social satire around recent events and things. And yeah, the second season prominently features a hate group against them. But yeah, it's I like the characters. I like the drama. I like the slight cheesiness occasionally. Oh, there we go. Use my back attack. That's clever. For me to have figured out what they wanted me to do, and I haven't been doing until now. But yeah, The Gifted, it's all on Disney Plus. If you have a subscription to that, you can watch it there. The other live-action mutant thing that they did in recent years, Legion, is not on Disney Plus, but it might be later. Who knows? At least not in Australia. I might watch it, says Tony. I've been preparing to return to work. Oh, that's exciting, potentially. Daunting. Hope you're feeling positive about it. Tony says, I got lucky and have the same area. Well, that's nice. You'll already know how to do your job when you get back. That's always a plus. Alright, so here's the final boss, Sandra bitch, who has transformed as well into... well, he appears to have a brain jar that contains a poop, so that's classic. Also throwing poops at me. Change into a robe and a magic staff. What a strange design. And yeah, he's throwing 6-pointed stars at me. I don't know what that tells you. More of that appropriation of imagery thing that we talked about before. So Tony asks, do the mutants have cool powers or lame, useless ones that ruin your life? This is something we talked about in the X-Men streams as well, isn't it? Who has the worst power? I'll tell you about the main characters, but yeah, Tony also asked about how are the effects. I'd say they're quite good. Sometimes they do things like pan away from something, so they don't have to show up for too long. But yeah, for a TV show, they're very good actually. Yeah. Tony is vaccinated, so they're fine. That's lovely. And this theme is badass, they say. So yeah, the main characters are Polaris, who has powers similar to Magneto. They sort of hint several times during the show that Magneto is her father, but they never come out and say it. But they talk about the X-Men and the Brotherhood a lot. So yeah, Polaris is there. The other leads are Eclipse, who is this guy who can shoot light out of his hands, and he can absorb light. He can make like just anything from a torch coming out of his palm to lasers shooting out of his fingers. And he uses that in different ways. Okay, so there's now a giant brain poop ship that I'm flying after. No, it's not a poop, it's an ice cream, like in Animal Crossing's hats, right? Sure. I think this is just a cutscene. I guess that was a torpedo or a missile, and we've chucked it back at the Moon City, destroying it, thus saving the Earth. So I guess it's fine. Cool. We won. You know who else is a mutant? Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, sure, ice cream, says Tony. I would say Crash Bandicoot is a mutate. The Marvel Comics hair splitting that makes like people like Spider-Man and Deadpool, they're mutates because they had their mutation sort of done to them after the fact, whereas mutants have an innate mutation in their genetics from birth that manifests itself. Anyway, it's not important. So yeah, you got Lorna and Marcos, and John is another main character. He's John Proudstar Thunderbird. He kind of was one of the new wave of international X-Men, although he's American. But he's one that they killed off really quickly, and he didn't get much time to hang around and make an impression. But he's here, and he's very prominent and important in the show, and that's cool. And the other main character is Clarice, or Blink, who you see in Days of Future Past. And this is her at an earlier stage when she's still trying to come to grips with her powers of teleportation. So of those powers, the metal manipulation and electrical stuff, very useful. The light stuff, he can turn it on and off, so that's, useful, not harmful innately. John, his powers is just that he's really strong and durable. So that's a pretty good one to have, and not really impacting your life negatively too much. Blink has a struggle where she has sort of pointed ears and green eyes and purple marks on her face, and sometimes in the second season she has to hide those to pass in human society, which is another kind of interesting allegory thing, which causes some conflict with some other characters in the show. So those are the four main ones, but the other sort of main angle of the show is this family who, to be honest, are kind of boring and white bread for part of it, but it's like these parents and the son and daughter, and the two children have incredibly powerful abilities that sometimes get them in trouble. And there's a character in the show who has very destructive powers that they have trouble controlling, but it's a spoiler to really talk too much about that. So yeah, they're having a lot of trauma related to that at the moment. Okay. And then later on, the Stepford Cuckoos come in, and they're psychics, which is very useful to them. Yeah. Okay, here's one that happened in a recent episode for a one-off character. There's a guy who basically secretes incredibly potent acid from his skin at all times, which caused nothing but problems to this guy in his life. So yeah, he couldn't really turn it off. So that's one of the kind of not good, dangerous mutations. All right, but having said all that, we're finished with CD Denjin, Super Air Zonk. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. What's the time? Yep, so we'll have enough time to go through the final game on our docket today, which apparently is much louder than the other ones. So let me bring up the footage for that. This one. Okay. Yeah, it does suck. Poor guy. Freddy Freaker. Is there a Freddy Freaker game? Why do you keep saying Freddy Freaker? This is the next game, the final game I'm playing today. It's not directly related to the other ones in terms of development, but it's another interesting shooter on the PC Engine that I've been wanting to look into for a while. So this is Deep Blue from Pack-In Video, 1989, so a bit earlier than the other ones. And it's on the basic PC Engine cartridge. Pack-In Video, I don't think we've seen any of their development work before on stream, but they published Kabuki Quantum Fighter, which I played last year, and they're also a kind of sister company under the same parent of Victor Musical Industries, who we've seen a lot of work from. They were, of course, later absorbed into the Victor parent and then absorbed into Marvelous. So they're a current name in video games still. All right, let's get started. Oh, we're just right into it. Scene A. So this is, again, a horizontal scrolling shoot 'em up, but it's got an underwater theme. All of the enemies are fish. My own ship craft is a fish, but it's some kind of robot fish submarine. I don't know. Nothing is really explained, so we just kind of have to go with it. Yeah, this is one of those shmups where there's a little bit more to the screen space than what you can see, so there's a little bit of scrolling if you move up and down, even though, as you can see, it's actually letterboxed, so that wasn't really necessary. Maybe they wanted to make it look more cinematic. Oh, that was a mola, an ocean sunfish, which has given me a shot upgrade. That's nice. But we don't have any hope of destroying all the enemies on screen because there are so many of them and my shot is quite small in scope. From what I've read, though, I will be doing some rewinding because when you get hit, your shot power actually goes down, and this is a big criticism I read of the game. I can take a few hits. There's no visible life bar, but as I get damaged, the little eye or the window or whatever on this submarine will actually change color over time as I take damage. So it starts blue. You take a few hits, it goes to, you know, yellow and then red, and then you die, you explode. And when you explode, you go back to the start of the stage. So it's a bit rough in that sense, demanding. You have to be careful, which is why I'm going to be doing a lot of rewinding, and that's not good on the music, I'm sure. I'm quite sure, because I can hear it. But yeah, this shot is actually quite powerful, going through multiple enemies. But I'm so tempted to grab another one. Don't know what that did though. Little wave pattern. And what's this gonna do? Yeah, it takes me back to that one, but I actually prefer this one, so we'll stick with it for now. Kathy really likes Mola, and so often, for some reason, they're popular in Japan. So they do appear in certain video games from time to time, and I like to point them out when I see them. There's a particular game on iOS. What was it called? I think it's the same developer that did the Magikarp Jump game for Pokemon Company. And the idea is that you're raising the ocean sunfish, the mola, or Mumbor. You actually see one in Link's Awakening as Mumbor, who teaches you the song Mumbor's Mumbor, which helps you transport through the world. Oh, what happened there? My power-up ran out? Yeah, it's like one of the pickups I got sort of powered up my shot to a better version. I must have got hit and it was removed, yeah. So there's different shot types and then also a power-up system. Yeah, so something. What was I saying? Here's something I will say now. We've mentioned before how shooters having kind of aquatic themes is kind of a trend. Darius from Taito very much has this going on throughout it, with robotic kind of sea life as the antagonists. And then on stream I played Dasayas, the kind of parody of Darius that was also aquatic themed. And this one really runs with that as well. It is 1989. I don't know offhand what order. You know what? The purple one I think is probably even more useful because it's a long shot and I can also aim it. So if I move up and down while it's coming out of the ship, or even, no, not afterwards, but as long as it's exiting my nozzle, it actually follows the ship's movements, so I think it probably has better coverage than on some of the other shots. So I like this purple weapon right now. Yeah, so like the whole aquatic themed shooter is a trend, and this really seemed from like the culmination of that to me, because you know, you're a fish, everything else is a fish. That's just pretty cool. So, oh yeah, so by getting another of the same type, I've powered it up further, and it now is even wider. So again, I'm going to be rewinding every time I get hit, because every time you get hit, you lose weapon power, which makes the game even harder than before. Oh, so I think the wave makes me shoot faster. No, I was shooting faster because I was further to the right side of the screen, of course. It's another common mechanic. Okay. So I'm not sure, the background hasn't changed. I've read that there's 4 stages in this game and it can be beaten in 20 minutes. But yeah, I guess like, am I in stage 2 because I beat a boss, I suppose? This seems pretty climactic. Big rockfish. Shooting smaller rockfish out of its mouth. That's how that's how reproduction works in nature, right? Yeah, that's the odd thing about this is the enemies are just normal fish. They're not like robots or spaceships that look like fish as they are in Darius. Okay, so that was stage 1, all of that. So now we're in scene B, or stage 2. I'm getting a lot of jellies. The palette has changed and so has the look of my ship. I'm going to chalk that up to lighting. We're in an undersea cavern, sure. Oh, that's going to drop a purple, so I really need that. How can I get up high enough without getting hit by the jellies? Can I just sneak up there? No, because it's going to hit me and I'm going to get taken down a notch. Bam. Or mab in this case. Maybe I can sneak in ahead of them and get to the mumble. Or the molar, as I call them. Different languages have different names for those things. How? All the way back to the start, yes. That's not good. I really need to not get hit ever. Fishy. Tony says, I beat Xevious the other day. That's Namco's classic shooter. It's top down. Oh, it appeared at a different part of the screen this time for some reason. So I've got my power up. I think it's made my shot wider. Yeah, so Xevious. I don't... Like, I know of it, but I can't summon to mind what it looks or plays like. I think it's top down, vertically scrolling. But yeah, Tony says I hated it. Sorry to hear that. There's plenty of shmups out there though, so maybe you'll find one you like one day. But then again, sometimes you just don't get on with the genre, and that's fine. Nah. I've found an appreciation for shmups relatively recently, but still, they're often very hard for me. As you can see here, I'm having to do a lot of rewinding. Okay, I think I'm at maximum power level for the purple right now. But it's a good one to hang on to, I think. Okay, jelly's all done. Now we're getting these things. Tuna, maybe? No, not tuna. Fish. They're fish. What do you know? I don't know too much about fish. Whoa. No. Alright, maybe it's time for a new weapon. What does this one do? Okay, well, I took a few hits, but that's fine. You can see that my eye color has changed to green. One of those pickups is probably a health restore, right? Oh, that's fun. Here's something I just noticed. So many hits, it's bad. Yeah, so here's something. Ugh, well, I don't want that anymore. If you look closely at my fish craft, as I move up and down, it tilts slightly. giving a slight change in the sprite. Oh, that's this weapon. That's the different power version of this one, which I've had before. So you can see the position of the tail slightly changes. That's cute. Quite subtle. So what did that mean when the music changed exactly? Nah, stop it. The last thing I want is to lose shot power. Of course, if I change shot type, I think I have to start again from power level 1, and there's 3 in total, I think. Ugh. And I'm low in health. Come on. This might take a little bit more than 20 minutes if I'm rewinding all the time. But I think the tail is actually part of my hitbox. It's kind of annoying. Oh, come on. Yeah, so a review I read of this game was pretty disparaging, or critical. It also cited Pack-In Video's reputation for low-quality licensed games, which is fair. But yeah, this game itself could be balanced a little better, I'll say that. No. Okay. I'm beginning to think I don't like this weapon as much as some of the other ones. I think it does, yeah, it passes through small enemies. Oh. Alright, we'll stick with this one. Tony asks, so why are you destroying all aquatic life in existence? That is a very good question, Tony. From what I remember from this review, which was probably citing the manual, since we're told nothing in-game, some kind of malign influence has invaded Earth, whether it be alien or something else, and this has caused all the creatures of the ocean to, I don't know, go mad and attack people, maybe? They're evil now, basically. The fish are evil because of something that happened, and therefore I must destroy the evil fish. Because heaven forbid they rise up against their oppressors, i.e. us. Excuses, excuses, says Tony. Indeed. I do know that that my ship is called the Angel Fish Attack Sub. Something like that. Because I think it's designed after an angelfish. Alright, there we go. The relentless waves of fishy life forms have relented for now. And don't go too high up or you'll instantly be killed by this jelly. Oh! That was a really easy boss. That boss was dead in no time, and yeah, my health's been restored at the entrance of the next stage here, which is nice. Try and power this shot up again if I can. Seems pretty powerful if it took care of the jelly in such short notice. Okay, so that's not a power up. I don't know what that did. Tony says, can't have red lobster. I do like fried oysters though. I don't really like any kind of seafood. I eat some fish, but yeah, when you get into crustaceans and shellfish, I find it all off-putting. I can't eat it. Which, you know, puts me in a certain category of picky eater, but I'm fine with that. I'm a lot better than I used to be, that's for sure. I eat mushrooms now. Alright, looks like I'm at maximum level for this shot. And it seems to be doing me well. But yeah, Kathy really likes oysters. And not fried though, raw. She loves them. Slurps them right up. Fish are friends, not food. Great movie, says Tony. That's the the vegetarian sharks in Finding Nemo, is that right? Tony's saying maybe I just killed Nemo's mother. Is that too dark? No, you're not being too dark. I'm the one killing all these fish. And hey, if Nemo's mother turned evil, maybe she would have to be killed. In the logic of video games. I'm not saying that's how real life works. Hey, stop it. The arc of these is way too strong. I can't even see them half the time, thanks to the letterboxing. Okay, here we are. Again, don't know what the power-ups do. Did that one make me go faster? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? This is... are these sea cucumbers? Sea slugs or something? Not sure. For all the diving games I've played, you think I would know better. Played both Beyond Blue games. No, both, what's it called? Endless Ocean? Yeah. And Beyond Blue is a separate game. Abzu has some, like, listings of the names of fish. Oh, tiny hammerhead sharks! They're much smaller than the marlins. Very cute. Maybe they've just spawned. Yes. Which makes what I'm doing all the crueler. The logic of zombie movies as well, says Tony. And asks, why are you smaller than the fish anyway? Now that is a very good question. Speaking of Finding Nemo, have you been on the Disneyland ride? I don't know if it's in other Disneylands, but I went on one in Tokyo Disney. Oh, Disney Sea, actually, I think. Where it takes you into the context of the Finding Nemo world from your own context by saying that we're going to put you in a fish-shaped submarine and then shrink you down, and then you can meet all the characters and they'll talk to you and think you're a real fish. Does this sound familiar to you, Tony? I know the one, they say. Yeah, what's it called? I think they repurposed... There was this, like, steampunk Atlantis flying simulator ride thing with 3D glasses on a screen. It's like Star Tours, but... Well, it's like Star Tours. And, yeah, it used to be this cool steampunk Atlantis thing, and then they just changed it to a Finding Nemo one last time I was there. Yeah, Sea Rider. Is that it? Yeah, that sounds right. They were working on a lot of the other rides around there at the time, so it was kind of the only thing in the area. We went there first, and then moved on elsewhere before the line got too long. But yeah, very good questions you're posing here, Tony. Why am I smaller than the fish? Did the alien influence grow all of the fish? Am I a robot? This game is dumb, says Tony. Yes, what a bizarre concept, they say. What a strange way to make Finding Nemo have science fiction stuff like that. Might as well connect it with Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, says Tony. It is pretty along those lines, isn't it? Alright, so here's some Umihara Kawase vibes for us. A giant seahorse is the enemy, firing tiny seahorses. Yeah, that powered up basic shot, extremely powerful. So here's Scene D, the final level of the game. And I think my speed has been reduced. Oh boy, what is this game? So let's try and again not get hit ever if I can avoid it. There's 3 kinds of shots, and at this point I've pretty much decided that I like the purple one best, so let's grab that back. No! Will it be level 3 if I grab it now? Ah, hold on. Yes, it is. That's great. It retains the power level of your shot. when you change types. It's very friendly. Although, yeah, you'll lose it immediately if you're not rewinding constantly, of course. Oh, sea stars, are they? Yeah, falling down. That's pretty rough. And I'm so slow at the moment, it's really hard to avoid them. Okay, there we go. But yeah, I agree with everything you said, Tony. It is an odd concept, but yeah, I do kind of admire the audacity of it. Oh, that's the other thing. That's alright, I remember reading in the review. The other mechanic in the game is that, you know, you take damage, your eye changes color, but you can actually recover from damage by not shooting for a while. I don't know if there's an effect to accompany that. Let's try and test it out. But I also have to not get hit during the time I'm trying this. I don't know, who knows, but either way, yeah, you recover health by not shooting for a while. So the way the review put it, like, they recommended to get through the game, just sit up in the upper left corner, don't shoot, you'll constantly regenerate your health. You don't have to kill anything, you don't have to avoid anything, and you just get through it that way. And taking that as kind of a mark of, like, poor game design, basically. So yeah, interesting. There's some interesting ideas here, but they're definitely not executed as well as they could have been. We sure are seeing a lot of weirdo, strange creatures, though. I shouldn't say weirdo. Don't be too disparaging. These are living creatures, just like anything else. And yeah, that definitely increased my ship speed, that little arrow. Yes, but everything in this game is based on real-life Earth creatures of the oceans, which is cool. It's a good concept. Yeah. Aliens! Sorry, gotta grab that. Oh, didn't need it, but that's alright. Tony's saying, anyway, in Disneyland, we do have a Finding Nemo ride, which is a repurposed 50s ride. It was based on 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And, well, gotta make it a relevant IP, I guess. But yeah, you go into a real cramped submarine and go under the water. And they have advanced projections of the Finding Nemo cast. No, none of these are aliens, Tony. I believe everything here is real sea life. Ah, urchins. Falling again, very fast. But yeah, the 20,000 Leagues ride you just brought up, I think there's one of those just like it at Tokyo Disney Sea, next to Disneyland. Okay, the pillar is actually masking some enemies there, and I'm actually getting hit behind it. It's pretty frustrating. Okay, now we're good. Okay, nope. It's very demanding, very, very demanding. Yeah, this is the kind of thing I think they're trying to just sap your power by hitting you repeatedly, and that kind of balances the boss a bit. But by avoiding everything with my superior tool-assisted skills, I'm entering the boss at a really powered up state, which lets me steamroll them really easily. I think that's how this is working, and why I've been finding the bosses go down so quickly. Uh-oh, octopuses. Again, they've got a very tall arc that they rapidly move through. Yeah, so in Disney Sea, there's a sort of steampunk Jules Verne world, and one of the rides is you go in a little enclosed submersible thing that takes you through, like, I believe they're constructed backdrops and projections. I don't remember exactly. What I remember is we found it a little bit boring. It wasn't our favorite of the rides. And it also had quite a long line, I think. Oh, there are so many of these things. But yeah, there's a bit of size disparity going on in this game now that I think of it. Things that should not be similar sizes are similar sizes. Anyway, it's not important. Oh, okay. Tony says that the 20,000 Leagues ride at Disney Sea is more advanced than the one that they had at the other, yeah. Anaheim Disneyland, I believe, is what they're talking about. Boring rides based on weird IPs. Yeah, in this case, a public domain novel from the 1800s or whatever. Oh yeah, true. The gigantic seahorse is much larger than all these other things in the game. But yeah. That's kind of an Umihara Kawase thing. Giant seahorse. So yeah, I guess this game is in the Umihara Kawase universe, taking place inside the dream world. Let's go with that. Gibbon, thoughts? I've decided that this is an Umihara Kawase universe game because it has a large seahorse. Oh, Tony positing that, what do they say? I'd imagine that the ride is based on the Disney version of the movie. Was there a 20,000 Leagues Disney movie? There's an Atlantis movie. There's a... Did they do Treasure Planet? All Disney movies are based on the public domain, says Tony. You hack Walt Disney. Indeed, indeed. And even when they base a movie on a public domain work like Peter Pan, they then start to claim that their movie has copyright and they like sue people who do other adaptations of Peter Pan. Yeah, Disney is like pretty evil a lot of the time, people. Anyway, it's fine, I guess. 20,000 Leagues is a really old live action Disney. Okay, so that's why I haven't heard of it. That's interesting. All right. Come on. All right, I just need to reverse that. This is how quickly this boss goes down at level 3 power. That's not even one cycle. That's half a cycle. Good to see a Nautilus, though. And in case you were wondering, that is literally the end of the game. Oh, okay. Just like Paranoia or Psychosis, we're cycling back to the start. We're now on scene A prime. Great. So there's more, but I don't want to do more. I've done the game. I've done a loop, so I'm finished, just like with Psychosis. Although this one was a little bit more... Woof! Just the constant onslaught of enemy fish. Here's what gameplay looks like without rewinding. I'm immediately reduced to the lowest level of shot, and I guess it doesn't make much of a difference with most of the ordinary fish enemies because they kind of die in one hit, so... But it'll certainly make the bosses take longer. Oh yeah, Tony says Wizard of Oz is like that too, which is why whenever there's an Oz adaptation they can't use anything from the MGM movie, which is what most people are familiar with. What is this game called? Deep Blue. And here's a very clever pun for you. We got game over, we died, so it says fin, like an old movie, but it's also like fish, get it? Very cute. Fin. So yeah, Deep Blue. Oh, what's this? Replay 3. I've got 3 continues, so I guess if I start... No. Yeah, if I hit start, it just takes me to scene A instead of A prime. So what does replay 3 mean? Whatever, who knows? Oh, jeez. Yeah, so I guess that's it for today. It's been a fun little bonus. Cleaning up some shmups that I've just been wanting to check out. Hope you enjoyed watching it as well. You can see what's out there. The PC Genjin is a home for many shoot-em-ups, and there'll be even more on the stream in future, I'm sure, but not straight away. I have more plans for the near future by playing rare games that you might not have seen before. So that'll be a lot of fun to go through, and I've got at least 5 streams worth of games to play. But yeah, after this week, I'm back on my regular schedule. No more bonuses for a while. Yeah, so thanks for joining me. Any last thoughts? I can't think of any. So yeah, Deep Blue from Pack-In Video. Rare Games as in Rare Limited. Yes, Rareware as in Rare Software from Rare Limited, the company. That's what I'll be playing. Look forward to it. But until then, I'll see you again. Stay safe. And do what you love. Okay, bye-bye. Freddy Freaker. Stop saying Freddy Freaker. I'm going to have to look this up now. All right, bye.